Next up, I'm going to take a look at shapes. So shapes are one of Keynote's biggest assets, and the reason I like them is they're copyright, they're easy to use, and they can result in a lot of creativity. So I'm going to tap the plus. So the plus adds anything and shapes. So in here you have my shapes, which was a shape, I think it's just a square that I made. But in here, if we click basic, you have your basic shape, geometry, objects, animals, lots of different shapes. So I am just going to click on a flower here. So this is one shape that I can use. Now I can then tap the paintbrush to change this to a pink or other colored flower. You'll see I can style it, I can change it, I can add text into it. Now text in a flower may not work the best, but you do have other shapes that would work great. I'm going to change that to pink. You have the other options that you would have seen from your images as well. So I can go with opacity and maybe trace that shape, or layer or group shapes. And then I'm going to tap another option. So I'm going to actually go over to arrange. You can lock, which you'll have seen, but you'll see break apart. So if I break apart this, it breaks it into a lot of different little shapes. And I can then go and I can click on my paintbrush, style that. I can change this one to yellow, this one to green, blue, all your different colors in here. When you're finished, you can group it. So if I was to move this now, it'll just move this and it will mess up my flower. If I tap one of them, hold my finger down and tap all the other ones, it doesn't matter if you don't get them all, you can add additional ones onto it afterwards. When I'm finished, I can then group. So I'm just going to try and move that. Yes, I managed to get them all. You can rotate, so you can rotate with 2 fingers like this, or what's actually easier is a newer option that came out last year, where if I click on the paintbrush, I can rotate here. This is an option that students have been finding a lot easier. And then I have options like moving it forward or backwards. So it doesn't have to be one shape that you've cut apart and grouped. It can be different ones. So if I pick a horse, for example, and I pick just gonna go with a monkey in here, I could go and I could group these together and then trace them. Now, once you do group them, you won't be able to change a couple of things, such as the colors or the opacity of the shapes. So these are now one shape, but you will see here, I only have the arrange options, not the color options. I can, if I want, and maybe I've done that and I didn't mean to do it, ungroup them, change the colors or opacity and group them again. So shapes have lots of different possibilities and options. If you don't see a shape that you want in there, you can also create your own shape using lines, and you can add it to my shapes. You also have options in here. If I click on my square, for example, I'm going to get rid of my monkey horse there. You can arrange. You can actually do other things like linking that shape, and you can copy and paste your shape. You can also, like if I'm clicking here, I can put text, so obviously it works a little bit better in squares. And if I'm linking has lots of different options, from linking to a slide or to external sources such as websites, emails, or phone numbers. There's lots of options in there for shapes.